Hello friends, today I am going to tell you about an animal cell. The animal cells are called eukaryotic cells. But are you guys confused? Do you want to understand the entire body system? Then your main focus should be a cell. To understand the animal cell structure, you have to clear about the term which is taxonomy. Taxonomy is the branch of biology that classifies all living things. The Swedish botanist developed a classification system called the taxonomic hierarchy, which has 8 ranks from general to specific, like domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. On Earth, two types of life are available. They are cellular life and non-cellular life. Cellular organisms may be single-celled or multicellular. All prokaryotes are unicellular, so bacteria and archaea are unicellular. All eukaryotes are multicellular. Plant, animal, fungi, protozoa, and chromista are multicellular. Non-cellular life refers to organisms such as viruses that exist without any cells. Viruses are parasites that infect plants, animal, fungi, and bacteria. They consist of genetic material surrounded by a protein coat and are unable to grow or reproduce without a host. A domain is the largest rank of organisms. There are currently 3 agreed groups at this level: the archaea domain, the bacteria domain, and eukarya domain. The different kingdoms are Animalia, Plantae, fungi, protista, archaea, and bacteria. In 2015, researchers suggested splitting protista into 2 new kingdoms, protozoa and chromista. Now, what is the meaning of cell? Cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. There are 2 types of cells, single and multiple. As I said before, all prokaryotes are unicellular, so bacteria and archaea are unicellular. Prokaryotic cells are cells that do not have a true nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. All eukaryotics are multicellular. Plant, animal, fungi, protozoa, and chromista are multicellular. Eukaryotic cells are cells that contain a nucleus and organelles and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. Now we will start our main topic, the animal cell. Animal cells are the basic unit of life in organisms of the kingdom Animalia. They are eukaryotic cells, meaning that they have a true nucleus and specialized structures called organelles that carry out different functions. Animal cells do not have cell walls or chloroplasts, the organelle that carries out photosynthesis. Animal cells are considered heterotrophic as opposed to autotrophic plant cells. This means that animal cells must obtain nutrients from other sources by eating plant cells or other animal cells. The cell has a variety of different parts. It contains many different types of specialized organelles that carry out all of its functions, like nucleus, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, vesicles, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, cytosol, cytoskeleton, and cell membrane. Now, what is the meaning of nucleus? The nucleus contains a cell's DNA, its genetic material. DNA contains instructions for making proteins, which controls all of the body's activities. In the nucleus, DNA is tightly winded around histones, which are proteins to form structures called chromosomes. The nucleus regulates which genes are expressed in the cell, which controls the cell's activity and functioning, and will be different depending on the type of cell. The nucleus also regulates the growth and division of the cell. When the cell is preparing to divide during mitosis, the chromosomes in the nucleus duplicate and separate, and two daughter cells are formed. Organelles called centrosomes help organize DNA during cell division. Cells usually have one nucleus each. Now, what is the meaning of ribosomes? Ribosomes are where proteins are synthesized. They are found within all cells, including animal cells. In the nucleus, a sequence of DNA that codes for a specific protein is copied onto a complementary messenger RNA chain. The mRNA chain travels to the ribosome via transfer RNA, and its sequence is used to determine the correct placement of amino acids in a chain that makes up the protein. In animal cells, ribosomes can be found freely in a cell's cytoplasm or attached to membranes of the endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what is the meaning of endoplasmic reticulum? The endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membranous sacs called cisternae that branches off from the outer nucleus membrane. It modifies and transports proteins that are made by ribosomes. There are two kinds of endoplasmic reticulum, smooth and rough. Rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not have ribosomes attached and has functions in making lipids and steroid hormones and removing toxic substances. Now, what is the meaning of vesicles? Vesicles are small spheres of a lipid bilayer which also makes up the cell's outer membrane. They are used for transporting molecules throughout the cell from one organelle to another and are also involved in metabolism. Specialized vesicles called lysosomes contain enzymes that digest large molecules like carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins into smaller ones so that they can be used by the cell. Now, what is the meaning of Golgi apparatus? The Golgi apparatus, also called the Golgi complex or Golgi body, is also made up of cisternae, but the cisternae are not interconnected like those of the endoplasmic reticulum. The Golgi apparatus receives proteins from the endoplasmic reticulum and folds, sorts, and packages these proteins into vesicles. Now, what is the meaning of mitochondria? The process of cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria. During this process, sugars and fats are broken down and energy is released in the form of ATP. ATP powers all cellular processes and mitochondria produce a cell's ATP. So, mitochondria are commonly known as the powerhouse of the cell. Now, what is the meaning of cytosol? The cytosol is the liquid contained within cells. Cytosol and all the organelles within it, except for the nucleus, are collectively referred to as a cell's cytoplasm. This solution is mostly made of water but also contains ions like potassium, proteins, and small molecules. The pH is generally neutral, around 7. Now, what is the meaning of cytoskeleton? The cytoskeleton is a network of filaments and tubules found throughout the cytoplasm of the cell. It has many functions. It gives the cell's shape, provides strength, stabilizes tissues, and has a role in cell signaling. There are three types of cytoskeletal filaments: microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate filaments. Microfilaments are the smallest, while microtubules are the biggest. Now, what is the meaning of cell membrane? The cell membrane surrounds the entire cell. Animal cells only have a cell membrane. They do not have a cell wall as plant cells do. The cell membrane is a double layer made up of phospholipids. Phospholipids are molecules with a phosphate group head attached to glycerol and two fatty acid tails. They spontaneously form double membranes in water due to the hydrophilic properties of the head and hydrophobic properties of the tails. The cell membrane is selectively permeable, meaning it only allows certain molecules through. Oxygen and carbon dioxide pass through easily, while larger or charged molecules must go through a special channel in the membrane. This maintains homeostasis within the cell.